We are live.
Well, we're live?
We're live.
What are we doing live here? Hey, everybody, welcome. It's your boy Brian Polito, and we are counting down for the last half hour of the historic La Muerta Onslaught Kickstarter campaign.
Woo!
Let's take this in for a minute. Check out this whole thing. Brandon, step back for a minute. Check this out. Unbelievable. 30 days of fun and madness. Man, we are so thankful. It's unbelievable what's happened in the last 30 days. On behalf of our creative team, Mike McLean and Joel Gomez, and we're actually going to be joining Joel Gomez in about 10 minutes to catch up with them. Mike today is actually out in the yonder, along with his lovely wife, having a quiet weekend. Also on behalf of CC De La Cruz and Marshall Dillon, we cannot thank you enough. When this campaign, so are we live? Are we getting any comments or feedback? Can you guys hear us? Yeah. It's a little unknowing for us today.
Ryan Mulligan says, what up?
Okay, cool. Stuff's happening.
Nice.
So let's just check in for a second. We have a coffee crew here kind of partying up.
Audio is weird.
Yeah, they're usually stiff and quiet.
Need some liquor.
Here, I'm going to act as director. Have fun.
Woo!
Yeah. So let's check in. Here we are. It's miraculous at $220,000 with less than 27 minutes to go. If you were here, I'd be making a margarita for you.
Margaritas!
That's what everybody's waiting for. So here's something. Here's something people might not know. Brian Polito makes the most amazing margaritas. You have one, and that's it. So I already told everybody to please get an Uber for this year. It's going down. So.
Well, free to catch up with you. Here we are, half hour.
Woo!
We have Nick G. He's on the wheel to still get ready to interview Joel Gomez. But come on, let's go back in. We're going to talk a little bit about the campaign. Catch up. We got Brandy Sparkles is our guest camera person, as Jimmy Coffin is actually at a cool seminar. That's what he's doing. But again, here we are. Hey, Nick, if you don't mind, on that computer, if you wouldn't mind pulling up some comments, because it's always great to hear your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. But here we are. What is left to say? It's just ridiculous. Let's see here. I want to gather some of my thoughts. Well, first thing, that first 24 hours of the Kickstarter was so outrageous. And let you guys in on a secret. We were really wondering, like, did you guys really want Muerta? You know, so we were really waiting to hear. And man, as soon as we saw in that first 24 hours that resounding love for Muerta, where we got funded past the previous campaign in less than a day. When we saw that, we instantaneously got to work cold on the next La Muerta story. And I can tell you that this day, we have approved the official outline of the story.
Woo!
We'll talk to Joel a little bit about the story itself in very, very vague terms, but I think you're going to like what we have planned next. So look, this campaign's been phenomenal, and there are so many talented cover artists to also thank. You know, so many that are friends and allies, everyone from Monty Moore, Sun K, Joel Gomez, Stephen Butler, John Boyd Myers, Dawn McTay, Jesse Wichman, Colette Turner, Richard Ortiz, Sora Song, Mike DiBalfo. I'm looking around, it's truly remarkable. And then wonderful colorist contributors, Chuck Obach, CC De La Cruz. There's just so many, it's incredible. Phenomenal contributors. See if there's any folks I missed. And then, of course, we launched this cool new art book series with the Sun K cover. Thank you, Sun K. Paolo Pantalena. Thank you, Paolo. Always, you lunatic.
Beautiful.
Paolo actually just turned in pages for, if you could believe it, the first ever Coffin Comics superhero story. Is that possible? It's true. Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Super heroics. What? Yeah, we had to get it out of our system.
There you go.
And during this campaign, we were able to tip in a lot of fun stuff. So that included this beautiful sculptured edition by Jason Fowers and painted by Jesse Salazar. We added free bonus items, including the black and white edition, where you get to see Joel Gomez's art up close and personal. And then even this little micro gallery edition, which is 12 pages of cool pinups from La Muerta. Oh yeah, and certainly Diego Bernard contributed the premiere edition cover. So I'm going to quickly take a go over here and see if there are any comments. Check it out. Any comments, Nick? What are people saying? Yap it up.
Jay Taylor says, I'm so happy with how this Kickstarter turned out.
Oh, Jay Taylor is definitely a super proponent.
Glad to see so many people jump on this one and show some love.
Okay, let's make that screen brighter if we can. You have youth. There you go. You have the eyes of youth. What else we got here? So, okay. Yeah, people are happy. There's Matthew Stapleton. Thanks, man. There's the Nut House. Coffin-shaped shipping boxes. Boy, that would just be giving the USPS and other carriers another excuse to further decimate the stuff.
It's true.
Okay, so Alex Jones got his trade. That's cool. You're going to get the whole story. I'm happy you're doing that. That is perfectly wonderful. Well, thanks for being on, everybody. In a couple minutes, Adam, let me see here. Yeah, just a couple more minutes. We're going to bring on Joel Gomez in about 3 more minutes. And let's see, what other thoughts we have about this campaign? One of the things that I've been really thinking about recently, particularly in this campaign, is the thing that did it, was to see the campaign, jet past $200,000 for a relatively new character. I got to tell you, as a 30-year veteran comic book creator, man, it's just not easy to have characters authentically connect with an audience. And so, on behalf of Coffin Comics, I feel super blessed that you guys are here and you're embracing the work. It's like rocket fuel for like the next and the next, and we're really happy. And it's cool too with La Muerta. This is chapter 7, so the actual creative team has been together for 7 years. So that's the exact same team that we began with in 2015. So that's just another thing that's cool. And what's neat is I think we're all more fired up than ever. I mean, particularly when we saw that first day of the campaign, we got in touch. We just started coming up with cool ideas and outlines, and thoughts just came flowing. So it's awesome. So yeah, this is the campaign. Now, without further ado, why don't we go and talk to series illustrator Joel Gomez. Nick, do you mind bringing Joel on board?
Yeah.
Of course, the kid's been with me since the beginning, and before the beginning, long before anyone cared, the one and only Nick Napalm. That's my boy.
So we're switching to Joel.
All right, so we're switching to Joel. Joel's on there. Can we hear Joel?
Hey, what's up?
Man, he's got his horns up. He's like in this dark room. Do we see Joel on there too?
We see Joel. Can't hear him.
Okay, we can't hear Joel. Joel, are you unmuted?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
All right, super cool.
Hey, you guys hear me now?
Cool. Now you jump out of here.
Hey, guys.
He and I are going to talk.
Oh, it's all good.
You can sit there if you want, or go have a beer. Whatever you want to do. Joel, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone over there? You guys must be so excited. This is really awesome, right?
It's really remarkable.
It was funny. I was nodding my head as you were talking about the feelings we had about the first day launch and the excitement level rising. It's like when I saw that first day too, it was like kind of partially a relief, but also really exciting because, like you said, man, it really does feel like it fuels us moving forward, and it got me really amped for the things that you and Mike were putting together. And then after reading that outline this morning, I read it like 3 or 4 times, and I was just like, damn, this is going to be fun. I couldn't believe it, and it just felt really inspired. I'm excited. I'm excited for where it's headed, and the fact that La Muerta is finally, thankfully taking off with readers in a way where they seem excited, and I'm excited for that, You guys hear me?
Joel, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Were you guys able to hear me? I didn't know if I was connecting.
Yeah, absolutely. We're able to hear you the whole time. But yeah,
cool. Perfect.
Yeah, I heard you the whole time. I'm going to check, see if there's any comments.
So people are saying hello. Jay Taylor's stoked to see you. So is Christian
What's up, Jay?
C.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Cougar. Man, wow, there's a lot of hellos. All right.
Yeah, what's cool?
Tony Buck, what's up?
What's cool about it again is that I've been able to connect more with the fans on Facebook, specifically the Sworn Nation page, and so it's just really fun. And having those people support on the book and interacting with them on a daily basis, just talking about the daily stuff and sharing things. It's fun, and I've been getting a real kick lately seeing the Team Lady Death versus Team Hellwitch memes and comments on the Sworn Nation page. It's so funny. It seems like it's going to be a blast, that particular project. But everybody's been on board with La Muerta, and I'm so excited to have them see the very awesome, thing that you guys have planned based on the plot you created. And Mike worked up that amazing outline, and we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned for you guys coming up.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to be so vague. Joel,
I think it's better.
Yeah, I don't even know if you went back to that night. Like, I don't know what the recipe was that got us to the story, but this is what I will tell people. La Muerta is largely an urban character. However, she does have a past as a soldier, right. And so, in part, we are going to explore some of her relationships as a soldier, but we're going to bring this story to the deepest, darkest recesses of the South American rainforest. And what I think makes it's such a visually potent thing, and it takes Maria completely out of the zone that we know her for. I see Haley Anderson. Haley Anderson says, "Hey, Joel, there's often a lot of Easter eggs you put in the interior art. Is that something you come up with yourself, or do you run it past the Archfiend first?" So that's her question to you.
Some of it I run by El Jefe, the Archfiend, just because, this material, it's never sensitive stuff, but it's mainly just for the fans and for the guys back at Coffin HQ, because I rarely get to see any of those people. And so it's always fun to inject somebody's name in the background. And like I said, more recently, I've been able to interact more with the fans. And so just joking around, having fun on the Sworn page, and sometimes names will just pop in my head as I'm doing a panel or two, and I will quickly try to put names in there. I think this particular chapter, there's so many more that I put in. I wasn't able to post them online because of what they're in the background of. Yeah. But I think I'm planning to do a whole lot more of that in future books, because I meet so many cool people on the message board or on the Sworn page, so I got to get them in there.
That's awesome. Well, I also know that you and I discuss story topics that are happening in the wider Coffin verse, and you'll pop stuff in. So, for example, there is a Hellborn or a terrorist organization called the Sect, and you've been popping graffiti and supporting the Sect for years. So, it's a pretty, although the stories operate wholly completely on their own, and I would say that La Muerta operates inside her own genre, we do Easter egg out everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had the Sisterhood as well, and I think it was the Lost Angels.
Yeah, the Lost Angels, which are part of La Muerta. Yeah.
Yeah, and so all of these little things that you kind of came up with, like I would just infuse them in our book, because I was already imagining you were thinking about it in a universe where these were all people that exist on the same plane, so to speak. So it's just this little fun stuff. It's like layers of an onion that you get to kind of like inject into the story. And though it's not related to the story directly, it's an indirect nod to the fact that, hey, this is the Coffin verse and this is how this works, so it's really cool.
I see a couple other comments. I see Kristen C says, La Muerta is one of the most awesome kick-ass hero chicks ever written or drawn. We'll take that.
Yeah, that's the thing that, I draw La Muerta in a way where I imagine anybody wants to be that badass. And I always imagine either my wife or somebody I would know that were like, well, would they want to look or stand like this? And like, I always give them like a tough, brooding kind of look to her. So it's just a fun thing. But hey, very quickly, I have to point this out. Mike McLean and myself had been working on an outline for Chapter 8 in the excitement of how the first day of our Kickstarter was doing for Onslaught. Yeah. And we had this plan that we were just kind of dusting off and working out. And Brian came out of left field with this amazing plot. And it was like, what? And then he and Mike just got in the kitchen and started just throwing this stuff around, and then this amazing polished outline came out today, and I was blown away. Like you really came up with a really crazy idea, Brian.
Thanks,
It's awesome, dude. I'm really excited about this. I hope I'm not. I got to stop talking about it that way, but I'm excited for what the fans, the support they've given for this book, and the fact that it just means a lot to us. And like Brian said, it's our rocket fuel. It propels us forward and makes us work harder on the next chapter, because we really want to make it something cool for you guys. We have a chance to really stand up against a bunch of other comics that are on the shelves or whatever. Nothing to them, but the fact is that, you know, if we have a chance to keep your eyes on our books and excited for the stories we're telling you, then hell yeah, you know, and thank you for supporting us.
Totally, dude. That's what it's about, man. It's like competition through artistic storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cole says, this Kickstarter was so cool. Thank you. And let's see here. Knive Wan said, got the company library and the Kickstarter, so looking forward to fully getting caught up.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much. And then I see Sean Doombringer Burrows says, Joel's art is like Dimebag's guitar playing. You know it's him the moment you experience. That's
awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. Well, we work hard, all of us. This is a thing of passion for us. You know, it's at the end of the day, you know, we're not at some big company. I'm not working on a character that was created 50 years ago by somebody I've never met. I'm literally talking to the man who created this character right now. And it's like, we're all pulling for each other and working hard for each other. And there's something about that can't be replaced, or it's an experience that just makes it all that much more rewarding when we're able to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too, because it's definitely always been like, you know, coffin against the world kind of thing ever since the beginning, right?
Hell yeah, man.
Let me see. I'm just checking for more. Matthew Stapleton, dear Matthew, says, I wonder if the entity that is connected to La Muerta, who is Santa Muerte, is known to Lady Death herself. It's a very interesting question.
Ooh, interesting. I like
Taylor
that.
wants to know, where can I score that baller shirt? Well, and then Dragon DJ said, bought my first metal book. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And then Cougar says, would be nice if you all had video of the planning stages that we could watch after the books come out. That's a pretty interesting idea. That was cool.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then,
that's something we could probably try out next time, you know.
Josh Main, who just recently moved and is in a new house, working hard for the money, so hard for that money.
That's
better
right.
Treat her right. That's right. And then Tony Buck.
Hey, Tony. What's up, dude?
Tony, man. Well, let's see. The comments are moving. Lady Death will always be the queen, but La Muerta is coming on strong.
Yeah.
And then Phantom Power says, I miss Arizona. I don't know if you're going to miss it this time of year. Next week, it's just about to become hell on earth.
Hellazona.
Yeah, it's just like Burnazona. Let's see here. Right on. Let's see. Carmen Sakara, any luck getting a Hell Wolf yet? And then Dimitri's asking how La Muerta was created. And that's actually a longer story, but let me see if I can explain the shorter version of it. And let me see a couple other things here. Kenneth was advised by his wife on what to get on this one, so he's getting a mystery envelope. Very good.
Very good.
Jay Taylor is asking if Joe will be at Swornfest. Interestingly, I don't know if Joel's been announced yet, so you're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know. I don't know. That Joel's a wild man when we have him around.
Yeah, if I get invited, we'll have to do some fun stuff, and I'll maybe do some hiding of original art around the place that we'll be having the convention. We'll see.
That's cool. Yeah. And let's see. Stephanie says Joel's art is amazing. He brings these badass ladies to a whole new level.
Thanks, Stephanie.
So true. The shortest version of the creation of La Muerta story, which is a longer story, is in 2011. I knew I wanted to embark upon a new revenge story. I'm a big fan of revenge stories. And I happened to be in Tucson, Arizona in early November for an event called the All Souls Procession, which is said another way, it is observing El Dia de las Noches. So the Day of the Dead. And this is an actual holiday for Mexican American culture, where there is a reverence and an acknowledgement of those who passed. And this event was a parade, actually, a community event, and over 200,000 people were there. And It was so impactful. It knocked me on my socks, and it opened me up to what was going on in Mexican American culture across the board. And although I myself am not Mexican American, my background is actually I am Spanish from Spain and Irish. But in the study of the culture, I just sort of fell in love with everything about it. And that began, and that plus, knowing that I wanted to do a revenge story kind of began that process. So that answers that question. Let's see if there's anything else here. Looking forward to more supernatural abilities of La Muerta.
Ooh,
well,
interesting.
read this chapter. Read chapter 7, right? This chapter, the one you just backed. And let's see here. 8 minutes left.
Yeah, it was amazed actually, like how well thought out you had everything for La Muerta right away. And I was inspired just by the lookbook that you had put together and the things you had in it. And it was like, I had to like raise my game to be able to pull off the style that you had in mind. And it was perfect. I mean, it took a little bit of growing pains from me to get to that point, but now I feel like we're just hitting the ground running, and with the familiarity working with you and Mike, and it just makes it easier and easier each time. And it allows us to, realign the goalposts and make it higher or farther and go for bigger, better things. And I'm all excited for it, man. It's awesome.
It is super awesome. And again, just so everybody knows, Mike McLean had long ago promised a weekend away to his lovely wife. He has just finished the school year. By day, he is a school teacher. And by night and weekend, he is the co-author of all the Coffin Comics universe titles. And
I love that. It's like an alter ego.
That's true. Let's see if there's any other final comments. We're coming towards about 7 minutes until our close. I haven't checked the results in a while. Let's see here. It's great to have Carmen Sakara around and communicating with the fellow fiends. And Adrian saying cultural appreciation. Yes, sir. And let's see here. Jason Coates, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Jason.
Access to digital copies. Probably it's about 6 or 8 weeks off, I think, for that part. Eric Henson saying to you, Joel, you're killing it, Joel. Mike and Brian are pioneers. The comic world is better for you guys pursuing your passion. Thank you. And then Jay Taylor says, Brian, any chance of releasing noir versions of each chapter? So by noir, I'm assuming you're meaning like the full letter comic book, but in black and white. It's a pretty cool idea. Oh, look, there's Mike McLean in the chat. All right.
Hey,
there's Mike McLean. I don't know where in Arizona or wherever Mike is, but there he is. Hey, Mike McLean. So big up to Mike McLean.
Yeah, big ups, buddy.
Co-writer
Our
of
partner in crime.
Comics. That's right.
Hope you're doing well, buddy.
I met Mike simply, real briefly. I happened to produce a short film for Garth Ennis, and we were screening it at Phoenix Comic-Con. That's what it was called at the time. And Mike simply came up and presented, very professionally, just like, hi, I'm Mike McLean. I'm a writer. If you're ever looking for any help, blah, blah, blah. And he handed me a business card. And I get kind of communications like that all the time. And I don't know exactly what it made me really pay attention to Mike and really research his stuff. And I chased his stuff down, read it. And at the time, what he'd been known for largely is he had written some Roger Corman movies that got on the Sci-Fi Channel. But in particular, he wrote a fair amount of crime fiction. And I read that crime fiction. I'm like, this man is talented. And then,
what year was that when you met him?
Gosh, okay, at this point, dude, let me think here. In reality, 2011, 12, Mike, I don't know. Do you know? Something like that at this point.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't that long ago.
Well, I mean, in some ways, no, yeah. And then Scott Phelps from down in Tucson. Hey, Scott, saying you were at that screening. So yeah, dude, that's when Mike McLean and I met, and really not long thereafter, I think Mike's first project for us was behind the scenes, wrote a screenplay for Zack the Zombie Exterminator, which we then converted right into a comic book. Let's see here. Cool. So Mike's saying 2012, I think.
Wow, that's awesome.
May the 4th in the upcoming future, Mr. This year. The answer is Yes. Yes. I think Stormtrooper La Muerta has to happen. What do you think, Joel?
Ooh, that would be badass. I actually just bought a T-shirt with like a Stormtrooper helmet made out of a bunch of different Mexican food.
Of course you did.
That sounds awesome, though. I would love to do that. I'm going to have to do that.
Well, we have less than 5 minutes to go. I'm going to sign off in about 1 more minute, and then we're just going to watch the clock. But Joel, is there
Real quick,
anything
wait,
else?
Brian, real quick. So,
Yeah.
what could you share with the viewers that you're most excited for coming up from La Muerta?
You mean in the upcoming chapter?
Just something to share, just a little tidbit to get them excited.
Well, I love the idea that we're taking her out of an urban environment, which she's
Yes.
most known for, and we're putting her in a completely unpredictable environment. And in this case, we are going to South America, and the story largely takes place in the rainforest, in uncharted areas of the rainforest. And dude, I don't even know how we arrived at that. It was all like
you. It was you. You came up with
I
this
know, but I
wild
can't
idea.
remember how that happened. I don't even remember how that happened.
You were watching awesome stuff that got you inspired. A movie that we both were interested in. I won't mention the movie, but
Well, yeah,
you were getting.
That's true. Like we all have these certain movies we're not going to mention because it tips things off, but that no one else watch. You know, not a lot of people watch, but we like are in love with these movies, and we're like, let's get a little piece of that action.
Yeah, you came with the lightning in a bottle on that one, dude. That was
Something
I
happened
was
there.
stoked. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. Joel Gomez, you're the best. I remember.
No, sir, you're
I'd
the
like
best.
To share, thanks, dude. Well, I would like to share that. You know how I think I really powerfully connected with you is Stephen Frank, a mutual friend, introduced you and I at a Comic-Con in Las Vegas. And when you and I got to talking, you had a little mini Big Barda print.
That's right.
And you gifted me that print, and we shared our mutual love, joy, and adoration of the work of Jack Kirby. And I think that really started that bond. And there's a longer story to this, but you were initially offered La Muerta but didn't have availability. I tried out another artist, and it didn't work out. So I swung back where I met you in the stadium in Phoenix, and re-offered to see if you were available, and you were. So
I was excited because, like I said, once I read your little book and I realized what you were doing, I was like, holy crap, this guy's really got a cool idea cooking, and what you guys had planned, it was awesome. And when I missed the boat, I was kicking myself. And then when you reached out again, I was like, I'm so excited.
Everybody, I don't need to be a jerk. We got to go count this down. So Joe,
That's right.
You've been a rock star. We're going to talk to you soon, but we're jumping right over to the final countdown.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Brian. Take care, guys. Bye.
It's the final countdown.
Oh,
Are we live again?
Brian's label on here was nickname. Oh, geez.
Okay,
Hold on a
so
second. I'm switching it.
switching.
Everyone's just gonna. No.
Are we there yet?
We're here.
Okay, we're here. It's the last minute.
Going up.
We got it.
We almost have close to 2,000 backers on the La Muerta Onslaught Kickstarter campaign.
45 seconds to go.
Go! Over $220,000
Yeah.
realized. It's ridiculous. We cannot thank you enough. Anything anybody wants to say? When we get down to 15, we'll count it down together. What do you say, Hooligan?
Thank you, everybody. This is a big surprise for us, and we are so looking forward to what we got for that character coming up in the future.
He's damn right. What do you think, Dakota?
I think this is amazing. This is insane. Thank
Okay,
you
here we
guys
go.
so much.
15, 14, 13, 10.
Wow.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, we did it. Amazing. Here we go. That was our, if you can imagine, our 25th Kickstarter. How are you feeling, President?
I feel so great. And I'm so excited that everybody. Did you just burp?
Yeah.
You heard it right here, people. Franklina burped. But I'm not only psyched that this did so amazing.
Oh.
Why is
Hello.
Oh, it's Spam Risk call.
Hi,
Spam Risk. How are you?
Anyways, we love you, and we're going to bring you more La Muerta, and thank you for allowing us to do so.
We have plans afoot, I must say. Here's the coffin crew. I have a lot of the folks who work throughout the facility. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
They're all waiting for
Wow.
margaritas.
Come on, act a little excited. Muerta just kicked ass. They're all tired.
Right,
They've been shipping a Kickstarter.
That's right. They've all been shipping the Kickstarter. It's crazy. Thanks for doing that too. There's Coop over there. What's up? Resident Badass.
Number 25 for me.
Yeah, number 25. Absolutely incredible and amazing. Well, what else is there to say? I don't even know.
Margaritas! That's
We're
what's to
getting ready.
say.
I'm supposed to be making some margaritas. That's some beautiful fresh lime juice. Well, we know we're already getting the press. It's Coffin Comics. You know how we do. Tomorrow we'll run the reports. Monday we start going to press on stretch goals.
There may be books in house already.
Okay.
So
Wow. We're a little risk we're risk takers because we were trying to we got to guess the print runs based on everything that we know. Hooligan, what do you have to say?
This is my favorite character we have here at Coffin. I've been a fan.
What are you
since
insulting all
Friday.
the other characters?
No, I'm just saying I have my favorite.
Let's step outside, kid.
Let's do that.
what's
But
up with that?
just to watch this character grow and now to be a part of the publisher and to put the word out to you guys, it's been a great experience. So thank you, everybody.
When did we first meet?
The summer of '94.
The summer of '94.
Yes.
Was it an
Wow.
Atomic Comics event
Way
or
back
something?
when.
It was you guys just came into town. You
Yeah.
guys hadn't been in town very long,
Yeah, we just missed it.
and we were planning the Macabre Erotica event.
Oh,
cool
Yeah, that event that was 3 days of signing and
That was like
artworks.
Lollapalooza for like dark independent
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
James, so Atomic Comics put together us, so the Coffin crew, myself, Stephen Hughes, Jason Jensen, if I remember correctly,
Yeah, the Cats crew.
Chaos crew rather, and then
Evan Hart.
We weren't there yet.
Everett Hartso, James O'Barr, Tim Vigil,
Joe
David
Vigil.
Joe Vigil, David Quinn.
It was
It was the bad
Great.
boys of comics. I'm surprised like a Hell Font didn't open.
Or
Yeah, we
did
have-
it?
They
well,
probably
they
did.
probably did the
Did.
club night because we topped it off the last night with the Atomic Cafe
Hell yeah.
dance club.
Dude, and that was crazy.
That was
man. There's,
crazy.
Like thousands of people showed up. for
Yeah, you
that
got a
thing.
personal screening of The Crow with James O'Barr. We
Yeah.
booked 2 theaters just to had them to capacity. It was a blast.
It was
It was a blast. A lot of fun.
Well, Brady
Lot of fun.
Sparkles, thank you so much for being camera person. Can you just show folks one more close-up of that? And what I'd like to say is thank you so much, everybody, for your support of La Muerta. Much more to come. You've been great. I've been Brian Polito. Holler at your boy.
Hey!